what do you guys know? Once again for the Raptors, we have to do our post-game show before the game is even over, because for the fourth time in 7 games, the Raptors are going to lose likely by at least 24 points, and they have hit a completely brand new low by doing it at home to the San Antonio Spurs. Let's try to break it down as best as we can in tonight's post-game show. Oh, wow. Really could not be any worse. We've had rock bottom, then we had a new rock bottom, then we had a new rock bottom, and we found another new rock bottom here. The Toronto Raptors are going to lose by in the range of 20 to 30 points at home to the second worst team in the National Basketball Association, the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs come into this game with a 10-43 record. Will come away with this one with an absolute blowout performance. And with 6 minutes to go, Jalen McDaniels has checked in for the Raptors. I am not watching Jalen McDaniels' garbage time minutes. That is not something I want to do with my life. I can do much better things with my life. So let's get into the post-game show because this game is absolutely done. Now, you may not enjoy the game. You may not enjoy the analysis of how bad it was, but perhaps you will enjoy what my thoughts are on the game and the content here. So if you do, make sure you do hit the like button and consider subscribing because we do content like this for as many Raptors games as we can. 90% plus of Raptors games we're covering with the Amateur Hour Army. But yeah, 116 to 89, 4:44 to go. Victor Wembanyama had 10 blocks in 29 minutes tonight. He had a triple-double with 27 points, 14 rebounds, 10 of 14 shootings, 5 assists away from a quadruple-double as well. So it didn't come close there, but yeah, 10-block triple-double. This has been the worst the Raptors have looked all season, and that's saying something. In the last 7 games, the Raptors have lost by 29 to the Houston Rockets, by 38 to the New Orleans Pelicans. At least those were away games. They've lost by 24 to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they've lost by whatever this game turns out to be against the San Antonio Spurs. Also in that 7-game stretch, they blew a 20-point lead to the Oklahoma City Thunder and lost by 8. They had to overturn a 15-point deficit against the Charlotte Hornets and did win in the end. And they had a good game against the Houston Rockets, though they tried their best to blow another 20-point lead. So, yeah, we know that this run here for the Raptors and the rest of the season here is going to be tough. The team took a step back over the course of the season. They struggled out the gate. They made trades that focused on the future and made them worse in the present. But no matter how bad the team got or how bad the team is, they're not this bad. Then you could say, like, oh, clearly they are this bad. They're not this bad. They absolutely are not this bad and should not be this bad. They were favored by 5.5 to 6 points pre-game against the Spurs, and here they are. And I really cannot stand anybody who's still defending the coaching here. Like, obviously, a lot went wrong today. A lot has gone wrong this season beyond just the coaching. The coaching has not helped. The coaching has been problematic. I mean, from day one. The Raptors were projected to win 37 games this season. They were well off the pace before trading away OG Anunoby and Pascal Siakam. They have never figured out how to make this a passable defensive team, even while having OG, like, best defender in the league, Siakam, good defender, Barnes, good defender, Pirtle, good defender, and Schroeder, who wasn't even a bad defender either. That team couldn't make passable defensive statistics. What the hell is this team going to do? So you might say, well, like, what do the Raptors have to work? The roster isn't that good. And, the roster, there was problems for sure. Like, again, they fell short of projections that broken roster had. We knew we needed to take this step back here. And I get it. I get it that the roster isn't that great to work with. But, I mean, what, you're saying the San Antonio Spurs have this amazing roster to work with? Like, what does Darko have to work with today? Well, what do the San Antonio Spurs have to work with today? Yes, they have this absolute prodigy of Victor Wembanyama, but this team is 10-43. Like, you're telling me you swap coaching here and Darko figures out how to win this game? Absolutely not. And look, he's going up against maybe the GOAT of coaching and Greg Popovich here, but I don't want to hear anything about the roster today because look at the roster they're playing against here. Coaching, inexcusable here. Preparation, inexcusable. Started the game and gave the Spurs a 10-0 run. Yeah, they recovered. Went a 10-0 run themselves. Then it was an 8-0 run by the Spurs, who completely dominated this game from start to finish. And yes, along the way in the rebuilding process, there are going to be games like this. Absolutely. Absolutely, there's going to be tough games like this. But games like this shouldn't be happening every other night. And they are. At least, the Pelicans game was a horrible matchup. Sure. On the end of a road trip. The Cavaliers game, a horrible matchup against a team that had won 16 of their last 17 games. Still, an inexcusable margin of defeat. But, okay, there's at least some sort of reasoning as to how and a scoreline like that can come to fruition. But today, there's nothing. Today, there's no excuse for how bad it was. It is completely and utterly inexcusable. I cannot believe the subscription fees you pay to watch games like this, unless you're ripping it for free. Good for you. I cannot believe the amount of money that goes into tickets for an event like this. This is just absolutely disgusting here. And coaching absolutely has not been it for the Raptors this season at all. But it goes beyond coaching, as I said, and it does go to the players as well. Completely sickened by the effort and demeanor presented by the players. Not exempt from criticism here is Scotty Barnes. He's good enough that in a game like this, he's on the verge of a triple-double, despite looking as bad as he did. But he went 3 of 15 shooting. He had 5 turnovers, and with bad misses to the rim and turnovers, instead of trying to rectify the mistake, getting back and getting a stop on defense, he puts his head down, and he walks back, and he doesn't get back on defense. There's one play in the first half. He tries to make a backwards pass to Jakob Poeltl. Bad pass, turns it over. What does he do? Head down, head in hands, walks back. Fast break for the Spurs, 5-on-4, kicks to the open man. Devin Vassell hits a 3 right off of that. In the first half, Scotty Barnes had 4 turnovers, and the Spurs had 9 points off of his turnovers alone. Me personally, if I make a mistake and turn the ball over, I am doing everything that I can that's humanly possible to make sure that my mistake doesn't cost my team points. That's how I feel. Look, he's a talented player. He's 22 years old, and as the focal point of the team, games like this are bound to happen. Like he had a monster 20-point, or it was even close to 30-point triple-double against the Cavaliers the other day. A silver lining of what was a horrible performance. The Raptors lose 119 to 95, but you can't always control your performance levels. You can always control your effort level and demeanor, and the effort level and defensive capabilities go beyond that. RJ Barrett was an abomination today. He finishes minus 30 in just 24 minutes. How is that even possible? Got yanked early, didn't go back in. Manuel quickly goes 2 of 12, minus 24 in 26 minutes, 1 of 9 from 3. Yeah, you got to be smarter with your decision-making shooting-wise, and you just flat out have to be better there. Gary Trent with a nothing performance. Poeltl hung out to dry on defense. Thankfully, at least, as bad as this game got, there was some sort of silver lining off the bench. Kelly Olynyk goes 6 of 10 with 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals for 17 points. And Grady Dick plays 22 minutes, is 7 of 10, as 18 points. He made his first 7 shots as well. He was 7 of 7 to start the game. 18 points for Grady Dick. Why does Grady Dick have to produce numbers like this to get even above 20 minutes? The conversations around him starting above Gary Trent are getting louder and louder, and this game probably pushes me over the top. You're allowed to change your rotations mid-game. If Grady Dick is playing well, Darko, you can change up a little bit and say, well, maybe we should play him a little bit more because he's earned it here. No, he's got it. Grady Dick has to fight tooth and nail and produce an otherworldly performance to get 20 minutes of playtime. Bruce Brown off the bench, I like the effort levels, but it was really to no avail at all. And as a result, I'm seeing Jalen McDaniels getting minutes here. Also, note Ochai Agbaji, a second consecutive dud to start his Raptors career. 0 of 3 from 3. He was 0 of 5 in the Cavaliers game. 0 of 8 from 3 to start his career as a Raptor, and he's 1 of 9 from the field today. Missed a fast break layup as well, which was rather unbelievable. You go to the Spurs here. This is not the most formidable roster, but you made him look like the Harlem freaking Globetrotters here. Victor Wembanyama, 27 points, 10 blocks, 14 rebounds. Trey Jones, 10 assists. Off the bench, Keldon Johnson is plus 27. Every Spur that played not in garbage time goes at least positive, and every Raptors player except for garbage time goes in the negative. Box score, team stats, yeah. Raptors go under 40% from the field. The Spurs were well above 50. They're at 60+% from the field, 50% from three for most of the game. Stats have come down later, but the Raptors go 39% from the field with 35 seconds left. They make it look better. It's only going to be a 25-point loss now. They shoot 25% from three. They get, honestly, they do well in the possession battle. They get 16 offensive rebounds to the Spurs' 5. They commit 19 turnovers to their 18, but they allow 32 points off those turnovers compared to scoring 15 off of the Spurs turnovers, and the game is done. Oh, man, they made it look better than it could have. Only going to be the mere 23-point loss to the San Antonio Spurs. So, yeah, disaster everywhere. A real showcase of, to me, how bad the coaching has been all season, and there's no signs that any of that is improving. And, man, a game like this, like, where are the players at here? Raptors tanking stuff, whatever. Like, I assure you, they did not go into this game thinking about that draft pick. They went into this game preparing to try and win. They went into this game trying to play well. Players don't tank. Coaches don't tank. They were out here to win, and they got pumped at home by the Spurs. So as I said, yeah, last 7 games have been really ugly. 29-point loss to the Rockets. Blowing a 20-point lead and losing to the Thunder by 8. Losing by 38 to the Pelicans. Winning by 6 against the Hornets. A horrible team, and you took a big comeback to do it. They played well against the Rockets. Nearly blew a lead, but they played well. They lost by 24 to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they lost by 23 to the 10-43 San Antonio Spurs. So, yeah, really bad and inexcusable. Silver lining, number 1, Kelly Olynyk played well. Number 2, Grady Dick played well. Number 3, the Spurs own our pick, unless it's top, but it's top 6 protected. So, as far as the tanking stuff is concerned, the Raptors do a little bit of favorites themselves to keep that draft pick. The Spurs hinder their ability to use that draft pick this season. Other than that, that is a complete dud. And the Raptors really need this all-star break, but there's one more game on the way. And man, do the Pacers know how to score and play offense. If the Raptors look anything like they did today, the Pacers can absolutely wallop this team on Wednesday. I don't know how you come out as bad as you did against the Cavs and then look even worse against the Spurs, but who knows what this team is capable of next in this Wednesday clash against the Pacers before the All-Star break. That does it for me. I can't do this anymore today. I'll be back Wednesday. Well, we'll be back soon. We got more content on the way. Wednesday I'll be away, so won't be any content for that game. Maybe a little bit of extra break is needed for myself. But if you enjoyed this one, hit the like button. If you want to see more Raptors content, we're going to get through this together, guys. It'll be tough, but we'll do it. Subscribe to the channel, join the Amateur Hour Army. We'll see you again next time.